After sharing our 10 rules for dating, Barry and I thought it would be great to answer the question, now that I know about dating, who should I date? And so this week we want to answer the question, what does a godly girl look for in a guy? And next week we'll answer the question, what does a godly guy look for in a girl?
Welcome to the Ferguson home, where we really believe that marriage is a gift to be enjoyed, where we believe children are blessings and not burdens, and that we also really firmly believe that a vibrant, life-giving home is a goal that's worthy of pursuit. And so that's our desire for all of these videos, is to be a help for you in all those areas. And if this is a help, then we hope that you'll subscribe to our channel.
Click the button.
Click the button below. Yeah, that lets us know to keep doing these, and comment, interact with us, send your suggestions. We'd love to hear what you want to hear, what would be helpful to your family. So we're here for you and would love to hear from you.
Awesome. Let's jump right in. What does a godly girl look for in a guy? We think this question is important for girls because you want to know what you're looking for, making your list of the kind of guy you want to date. And we think this question is important for guys because you want to know what kind of guy do you need to be to attract a godly girl. And so let's dive into our list. Doesn't have to be your list, but we want to encourage you to have a list and know what you're looking for. So first thing we want to encourage you, if you're a godly girl out there looking for a guy, you want to look for a guy who follows Jesus as Lord. He puts God right at the center of his life. God is first in everything that he does, his priorities, and you can tell that this guy follows God in his life.
Yeah. Second, you want to find a guy that is a servant leader. You can either be selfish or selfless. And I pray that you will be looking for a guy who's selfless, that when he has a chance to serve someone in need, whether that be his parents taking out the trash or his siblings caring for them, or you and whatever that you need, if you're having to beg him to help you all the time and he's not really willing to do it, that's a red flag. You want him to have a heart that leads out in serving others.
That's really good. Third thing on our list is you want to look for a guy that is humble. That's not just about his ego and about his fame and popularity, especially in this digital age. It's not just posting everything, trying to get the most number of likes and be the most popular guy, but is a guy who is humble and is thinking about others ahead of himself, and that's really important as you think ahead to marriage.
Yeah, and then this one's really important to me, to be that he is kind to his family. I remember looking for that with Keith and watching how he treated his parents. And if your guy is always talking bad about his parents and dishonoring them or disrespecting them when you're on dates or when you're alone, or if he's doing that in front of his friends, that needs to be a red flag. The people that love him and have sacrificed for him and cared for him, if he's disrespecting them, then that's a warning that he could do the same about you. And also, when I say be kind to his family, I also think about the sibling relationships and how we've always told our big boys as they are getting closer to the age of dating, we've said many times, hey, we're watching how you treat your sister. And if you can't love her and care for her well and honor her, we're not going to release you to go date a girl until we know that you can treat your sister with that love and kindness.
That's really good. Fifth on our list would be you're looking for a guy that has integrity and honesty. And this is huge for me because integrity is about being one person, not two different people. And so if you're around a guy and he's one person at school or one person at work or one person at church, but then you get alone with that guy and he's somebody totally different, you need to run because that's not somebody that has integrity. That's somebody who is duplicitous in their character, and that is a nightmare to be married to somebody like that. And so you want to be looking for somebody that has real integrity and that shows in the way that they are honest and they tell the truth, and wherever they go, whoever they're with, they're the same person, and their flaws and everything. I'm not saying they're perfect.
Right.
I'm just saying they're the same person everywhere they go.
Yeah, and along with that is their purity. And so when you're alone with each other, is he pushing you to go too far, to do things that you're not comfortable with? That's a huge red flag because he wouldn't do that in front of your parents. And so it goes with integrity that if he's doing that in private and pushing you to do things that they're just not on your okay list, then let that be a red flag.
Yeah, so you want to definitely look for a guy that values purity and is going to lead out in setting those boundaries and following those boundaries. That's really important. You also want to look for a guy that has a strong work ethic, a guy who knows how to work a job, get up early, stay up late, really knows how to take initiative. One of the things that we see with men especially, that's part of our sin nature, is this bent toward passivity and kind of like sitting back and asking somebody else to take care of our needs.
Yeah.
You don't want that in the guy that you're eventually going to marry. You're looking for a guy who takes initiative and finishes a job and has a strong work ethic.
Yeah, and then last, you want to look for a guy that just has joy. And you can be joyful if you're an introvert or an extrovert. I'm not saying that he has to be the life of every party. That's not what joy means, but that there's just an ease and an ability to laugh at what comes his way and not take himself too seriously, because life just gets harder. High school years are so fun, college years are so fun, but as you age and as you take on a family and work, life gets harder, the responsibilities get greater, and so it's harder to laugh at the days to come and be joyful. So you want to find someone who now has that just ability just to enjoy life without being so serious about everything.
Yeah. So that's our list. Like I said, we want to encourage you, if you're a young woman and you're dating, for you to make your own list. But as you do that, we want to leave you with a few things not to put on that list. And so, Barry, you're really strong and passionate about this idea. What should not be on that list for a woman?
Yeah, first, popularity, because that will change. The first time that he steps foot on a college campus or at his job, he will not be known, and all that popularity will not mean anything. And so I would say for sure don't look to that, because it just is fleeting. It will change so fast. And then second, his looks. I will say that Keith has gotten more and more handsome with every passing year.
What do you say?
So just know that looks change all the time, and so you don't get set on, I'm going to go after this guy because he's hot and everybody thinks he's cute and he looks good in all of his Instagram posts or Snapchat posts, because seriously, filters. So that's not the real him anyways. But just know, looks will change. So do not date someone based on that. And then last, don't date someone based on the amount of money they have, which for you would equate to the car that he drives or the type of technology he has or the trips he takes with his family, because that money is not his. It's his family's money. And so don't count on that's going to be your kind of life if you were to like stay with him. And he needs to earn his own way. And so don't date someone just because, wow, they're a wealthy kid at school, because it could change in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And all those things Barry shared. You can find somebody that's popular, that's handsome, find somebody that has money, and they can be a terrible human being. and
all those things are fleeting, and
they don't last. And it's just, that's what we're trying to say to you, is those aren't the most important parts of who a guy is, but in our culture, those things are the things that are presented as most important.
I mean, I think about the Bible verse about learning to be content in all situations, all the time. And I think sometimes if we have the good looks and if we're really popular and we have the money, it's a struggle to learn how to be content if all those things were taken away. And so, just remember those things. I just keep saying this, but once you just remember, those are all fleeting. They're gifts. They're not bad, for sure. So I'm not saying against them, but I'm just saying to be wise that those aren't the things you focus on.
Absolutely. So we leave you with that question. What does a godly girl look for in a guy? And so create that list. And if you're a young man, think about the kind of person you are and who that you are attracting. We love y'all. We hope you enjoyed the video today. We look forward to talking to you again soon.